Hi, I'm Xiezhen Zhang. This is my presentation of my technical report, the comparison of C, C++, and Java. And in the introduction, um, in this paper, I will talk about the brief history of the programming language and the currently popular program language. Then, is a my point the comparison of the language C and the Java. Next is the memory management of C and Java. In the last, I will give a conclusion and expectation of the future. First is culture, currently popular programming language. This is an introduction from the website. It shows the programming language, like how many people use this programming language. Mm, in this picture, um, the developer use C, language C, and Java almost have half, or maybe more than half, and by the prevalent of the Visual Basic .NET, other programming languages have reduced. Mm, we can see from this picture, mm, the VB also is increased very quickly, but still is less than 5%, so it's still very small. And the language C++ was related obviously, and PHP was very popular during the 2004 to 2010, because the website need PHP to made, so it's very popular in that time. Now we will talk about the comparison of C++ and Java. Language C++ is an object-oriented language, and Java also is, but there are some different. Um, Java is designed for object-oriented, so it means C++ can working well with that, but Java is more like a expert for this. Language C++ and Java have similar style and grammar rule. Another important point is they are both open source languages. Each design they have a huge user groups and building a lot of excellent code library. The next is the comparison of C and C++. They are from the same family, because the C++ is developed and building on the C. They are almost dominate the operation system, and for this basic use of basis application. So they are also is the foundation of the Java application. I will talk about this later. Another thing, language C is a little different with C++ and Java because it is designed for the process. About the running model, and the Java application must run on the Java Virtual Machine, JVM, while JVM running on the operating system. So it means that it allows Java application it can make a separation from the uh, operating system, and the Java, maybe the same Java application can run on the Windows or Linux or other like OS. Um, but it means it can't control the run on the application. Must need a JVM between the system and the Java application. About the running model for language C and C++, they are compiler produce CPU machine code, so C application can executed by the CPU. Uh, Next, I will talk about the declaration of the classification. And classification is very important in the programming. And the concept of the classification is the core of the object-oriented design. So the language key, but the language C has no keywords in of the classification, but the Java and the C++ have. So the language C is in in the language C something rule about the classification is totally different with Java and C++. Here I have a example of the classification of C and C++ and Java. From this table, the C++ and Java, the style looks similar, but the C and C++, they are come from the same family, but looks totally different. Because I think because the C language have no key point, and it's not designed or working well for objective oriented. And about the closed platform and translatable, by the development of the hardware, there are more and more hardware platform in migrate, so translatable is more and more important. And Java is a closed platform language, but it just for its application, because the Java need working running on the JVM, and the JVM also still need running on the operating system. So Java is very easy to very good for translatable, but not whole system. The language C and C++ can follow the trend of the hardware. So hardware is improve very fast, but the language C and C++ still can control them and working well on them. This picture shows the relationship about the Java application and how to running on the computer. So if a Java application needs to run on the computers, it must rely on the language C and or C++. Now we are talking about the memory management of Java and C. Java can recycle memory lavish automatically. It is a very useful function. The lavish recycle is reduce the workload of the memory management. And from other ways, the rubbish recycles can keep the program safe, because it it only keeps something useful data in information in the memory, so the only very few REST data can stay in the memory after rubbish recycling. But it still have something drawback. The first one is it affects the performance of the program, because the rubbish recycle also is like a program still need to use CPU source, and so the CPU source, so the program, the source used on the program is reduced by the rubbish recycle. Another thing is it can't guarantee to collect all the useless memories, because its law is already made, but in the real programming they will make many kinds of rubbish, so not all the rubbish this faction can recycle code. In the end, I will give a conclusion and expectation of the future. And the first, because the Java can't operate the CPU, so it is limited for the basis line using. But if the whole JVM, the Java virtual machine, can blind into the system, it means the CPU need powerful enough, the memory need big enough, and Java can be more useful, because Java can working as a C and C++, just to control all the CPU of the whole computer, not need working on the JVM, and JVM working on the operating system. The language C and C++ still are the foundation of all software field. But by the development of the computer technology, it always have many new language try to replace its state. And their importance will reduce by the time. In the end, I think they will become a part of the programming language, and this is my